You may continue.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would recall Agent Sands to the stand.
He's already been sworn. He's previously sworn. You can just have a seat, sir.
Okay. Agent Sands, good morning.
Good morning.
And obviously you know you are still under oath, correct?
I do.
Okay. When you testified on Friday, I believe we had just completed the May 13th of 2023 interview at Lancaster. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Did there come a time when a second interview was conducted with Mr. Kassotis?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to direct your attention to May 26th of 2023. Did you have an interview with him at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Where was that interview conducted?
That was here in Liberty County, at the Liberty County Sheriff's Office, specifically their investigator's office.
Okay. And does that room have audio and video capabilities?
Yes, it does.
Did that interview get recorded with an audio and video device?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was present for the interview?
Myself and Detective Jack Frost, as well as the defendant.
Okay. And at that time, you heard testimony from Detective Frost concerning the Miranda waiver. Is that right?
That's correct.
Did you read him that Miranda waiver as well?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Is all of that captured on the actual video?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you asked him those questions, was he responsive?
Yes, ma'am.
At any time, did you threaten him?
No, ma'am.
Did you make a promise to him that he would get some benefit in exchange for his statement?
No, ma'am.
And all of what you spoke to Mr. Kassotis about, is that actually captured on the video itself?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
There are no conversations outside the scope of the video?
No, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, the state would seek to play and introduce what is on the Exhibit 1.101 device USB that is already in evidence. I have shown it to counsel. It is the file folder labeled Statements Kassotis, May 26, 2023, LCSO for Liberty County Sheriff's Office. And this would be labeled Interview at Liberty Sheriff's Office, May 26, 23.
Yes, ma'am. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Your Honor, I'm now going to play that video. If it pleases the court, Your Honor, at about an hour, this will complete. Can we take a short break then, and then we'll play the second portion?
That'll be fine.
Thank you.
Hey, sir. See, you got here for me. I know, I thought I heard him ask you need any water or anything.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
Yeah.
Remember the last time we talked? We talked about discovery and talking about the doctor's office and that.
Yeah.
Before I do that, I'm going to read you your rights again. I know even though you're an attorney, we still go through the same procedures. Or used to be an attorney, I guess.
Yeah.
You understand you have the right to remain silent.
Yes, sir.
Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have a break with you while you're being questioned.
Yes, sir.
You can, if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, you won't be appointed to represent you for any questioning if you wish.
Yes, sir.
You can decide any time to exercise your rights, not answer any questions or make any statements.
Yes, sir.
And you understand your rights. Are you willing to talk to us?
Yes, sir.
Sign right there for me. I'll read through it first, naturally.
Would you want me to sign it, or?
Yes, just sign right there.
Sorry.
No problem. How's the plane ride?
That's fine, sir.
You good?
Yes, sir.
Been treated fairly with everything?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Professional.
Okay. And it will continue to do that way. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions of me first?
I don't know, man. It's been the same. It's been about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where my dog is?
I do.
Okay.
And we'll answer that. Let's say that to later. Your dog's safe and good.
Okay.
Been taken care of. Back to where we kind of left off, the doctor's office. Tell me about the day that you got called to the doctor's office.
Yeah,
Who called you?
I don't know, somebody, I got a phone call, I forget from who, I don't know if it was somebody I knew or not, asking if I could, I don't think it was somebody I knew, asking if I could come pick her up that afternoon.
Okay.
Around, I think around 3, but
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I might have been later than 3, I'm not exactly sure. Her dad had surgery that week. So a little, I could normally tell basic times based on stuff like that. Him coming and going. And
So this was before he had surgery. then?
No, he had surgery. I believe he had surgery either that day or the day before.
So he had surgery that day or the day before?
Yeah. Okay. So it was different. He was in the house.
Okay. So he was there, so Dad was at home,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you got a call to pick up Mindy.
Yes. Yeah. I got a call. I think sometime earlier that morning. I'm not exactly sure the time.
Okay.
I left shortly before, maybe half an hour before,
Okay.
and was driving there, and hadn't gotten very far, and got a call saying that it was actually going to be a little bit later.
Okay. Still don't know who called you.
I believe it was somebody from the office.
Okay.
And at that point, I wasn't really sure what to do in terms of my time. I drove out. I think I drove out towards that way a bit, and then I went and ran a couple of errands.
And what errands did you run?
I think I went to the pet store.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where else I might have gone, but I'm pretty sure I went to the pet store.
Okay. So how far is it from the pet store to the doctor's office?
I think 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. And from the place you were residing, how far would you say would be the doctor's office?
I'm not sure. I only drove it coming back, and I'm a little unclear on how long it took.
But so you had to drive there, but you kind of circled and made several rounds.
Yeah.
So roughly, would you say it was like 2 hours, or?
I think it was potentially longer. I was kind of just moseying around waiting for a call.
Okay. So would the doctor's office be in the Savannah area?
Oh yes, absolutely in the Savannah area.
Okay. And when we say Savannah or Savannah area?
I don't know the difference, sir.
Okay. But somewhere near Savannah. So if we were at the house you were residing at, how far would you say would be the longest range for that doctor's office to be?
25 minutes.
Okay. So once you arrived, what happened?
I pulled in. There was a spot, and there was a man. I could see a man standing behind the door.
Okay.
There's a glass door. And as I stopped, he opened the door.
Okay.
He came out and he gestured towards me. It might have been later than 2 hours. I don't know. I feel like it was. I don't know what time it gets dark, but I feel like it was getting dark at this point.
Okay. Then what happened?
I walked in. He brought me a short distance. I feel like it was almost immediate from the door to an additional door on the right-hand side.
Okay.
I feel like there was some kind of, it might have been through another door, there was some kind of a lobby area or open area to my left.
Were there other patients in the waiting room? Or?
Not that I noticed, but there might have been. I didn't walk through a waiting room. I kind of came like directly in, and
Then what happened?
he sat me down. I assumed I was going to get some sort of instructions. You know, like she can do this, she can't do that. You know, I had been doing. I mean, my days were taking care of her.
Mhm.
It was like waking up in the morning, you know, helping her out of bed every time she went to the bathroom.
And how long had that been going on?
That had been going on since I would say early November.
Okay.
You know, she was having trouble sleeping, which I don't think is uncommon. You know.
So what happened next? So what did he say next?
I sat down and he said that he was very sad to tell me that Mindi had passed away suddenly.
Okay. But he wasn't the doctor.
I assumed he was the doctor.
I said. So he said Mindi had passed away.
Suddenly.
Then what happened?
I was extremely upset. I thought I was coming there just to pick her up and bring her back. He said he wasn't sure what had happened, that they were gonna find. Because I asked what happened. He said he wasn't sure. They weren't sure what happened. Whatever it was, it happened very suddenly. And he said that that they were going to find out. He said he had some forms for me to allow all that to happen. So to allow them to do it, and then something about her, you know, her. What to do with her afterwards.
Okay.
Got in an argument about that form later.
Okay.
I don't know how long I was there. I know I was really upset. I don't feel like it was too long, but I'm not sure. I left.
But before you left, did they let you go back and see her?
They did not.
You didn't ask to see her?
I asked if I could see her, and he said not right now. And I thought it would be. I thought it was because of maybe like the autopsy or something. I assumed I would get a chance to see her multiple times, and I never did.
Did you get any copies of this paperwork or keep any of this paperwork?
No, I signed it. I was extremely upset. I didn't know what to do. I went straight back to her parents and told them.
Okay. So that's the same day you went straight back to their parents?
Yes.
Okay.
So Frank and Bessie?
Yeah. We were all living together.
So you didn't get to see her?
I did not get to see her, ever.
Could it be because you were looking down the entire time? Like you have the entire time that you've been talking to me?
It's possible.
Okay.
I tend to look down when I'm in my head a little.
You realize I've been doing this 28 years?
I didn't say.
Alright, so then what happened?
I went back and I talked to. I told both of them her mom and I cried together.
Okay. So, when Mindy had called you about taking the 2 tubs, what day was that?
She had called me. She sent me a message. She sent me a message on Tuesday. I believe it was Monday or Tuesday morning.
You're not really sure.
I'm not 100% sure that week. It was
Could that have been the same morning you got the knife?
Yeah, I believe it was. I believe I ran a couple of errands on the way out. I believe I got gas. I believe I stopped at Home Depot.
Where'd you get gas at?
I don't know. It
Was that on the long trip to drop the tubs?
No, it was before. I think it was one of the first things I did. But it wasn't a place I normally went.
You told me earlier that Mindy asked you not to carry your phone, but you did carry your phone.
Yes, yeah. No, yeah, so I was asked not to bring my phone out to the place when I was in the Savannah area. I had my phone with me.
But you still had your phone with you?
Yes.
Okay. But you still had your phone with you when you went out to the place?
Yeah, I had it. It was turned off.
Even though Mindy asked you not to carry your phone?
My understanding was that it's just going to be on.
Okay,
Yeah,
so just turn off your phone?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my understanding.
But you did have it with you,
Yes, I did have it with
but
me.
you just turned it off.
Yes, sir.
Did you know that your car has a phone?
I did not know my car has a phone.
Okay. So they didn't tell you at the dealership about AT&T service?
No, sir.
What did you put in the tubs again?
Electronics, her laptop, some books, clothing, shoes, toiletries for both of us. She wanted makeup, perfume, basically everything we would need for.
Your stuff too, though? So you had one with yours and
one
one
with
with
mine,
her?
one with her. Well, as normal when we packed, it was 1 1/3 with mine, or 1 1/3 of hers, and probably 2/3 of mine.
But so why would you drop your stuff off when you could have your stuff anyway? Why was that being dropped off?
I assumed that this had something to do with us leaving Savannah. We had weird things that we've been asked to do before we moved locations and things like that, and I assumed it had something to do with that.
All right. Did you kill your wife?
No, sir.
Okay.
I swear to God, no, I forgot.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
I saw my wife on Saturday, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
You did not kill your wife?
I did not.
Yes.
No, sir.
And you know about the preponderance of evidence
Yes, sir.
very well?
Yes, sir.
We're at way beyond the preponderance of evidence. Okay. We talked about this.
Yes, sir. I told you where that knife is.
Okay. You remember that building?
No, sir. Okay, sir.
Do you remember the one down that route, down that dirt road?
A little, I don't know, sir. I'm not sure what I did.
Nick, did you love Mindy?
Yes, sir.
Did you love her parents?
Yes, sir.
Frankie, that's it?
Yes, sir.
You want to help us put all this together?
Yes, sir. We're gonna,
Then we need you to be truthful with us.
I'm being 100% truthful.
You know that.
Sir, yes, I am.
Your phone, your car's phone, the videos. I mean, who else has the luck of going on a 25,000 acre property and getting captured on video? The 45 minutes that you spent there at one location with the tubs and the knife, your DNA.
Sir, I did not hurt my wife.
Did you dispose of it?
No, sir.
You did.
No, sir.
And all evidence is showing that.
Sir, I
And your elaborate 2 hours of story that you gave in Pennsylvania, you know how many items, you've been an attorney, you should realize how many of those can be disproven.
Sir, I have not lied to you at all.
You've been living the web of lies for a long time.
No, sir.
Between your finances, with Jim McIntyre, all these people, the Microsoft stuff.
I think Jim has lied to me for a long time. I do believe that.
I don't believe Jim exists.
Sir, Jim absolutely exists. I don't know if that's his real name, but he absolutely exists. I mean, the things that we did for years, the places we went,
You did to get away from the judgment from Heather.
no, sir.
So you didn't know you were wanted and on the run from Heather and the judgment, the civil judgment.
No, sir. Jim told me that I'd been taken care of.
How did Jim take care of that?
I don't know, sir.
So you didn't feel a responsibility to pick up the phone and say, hey, has it been taken care of?
No, he told me it had been taken care of. I never heard anything else.
So
So you and Mindy lived with Heather, didn't you?
No, sir.
You never lived together.
The three of us?
The three of you.
No, sir.
Never?
Never, sir.
Okay. What about all the money you got to live off of when you made all these moves with Jim? You said Jim was providing you money.
Jim and friends, that's it, sir.
Jim and friends.
Yes.
What about just one friend?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was the majority of it came from one friend. There were other friends who gave us money as well.
have you ever been without money
Yes, sir.
and desperate?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
February, right before we went to Franklin Records.
Have you ever lied in court?
No, sir.
Okay. When you testified that you had $32 million,
Yes, sir.
that was true.
I believed it was true, sir.
You believe it's true.
I believed it was true. I don't know what to believe anymore, sir.
Why did you believe that was true?
Because I had documents that had been provided to me that I had $32 million.
That you didn't earn?
No, that I did. I had worked around the clock on these projects.
Okay. So you thought it was from your projects?
Yes,
working around and you had $32 million that you did have?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Jim told me that I had it, that I couldn't access it.
Tell me about Samantha. When did you meet Samantha?
We were aware, I guess, of each other for a while, but we started talking.
Y'all were fairly close.
We got
Online, I mean.
Yeah, I guess we got fairly close in November.
Okay. So why would you tell her in October that your wife had died while pregnant?
Because I had to tell everyone that.
Okay. Why did you tell everyone else that lie?
What?
Why would you tell everyone that lie?
Because my understanding was that both of our online worlds
Mhm.
were. This goes back to fall of 2020.
Hmm.
Mindy got very sick. She was.
The point of that is that's a lie.
That was
She was
the-
alive and well.
Yes, sir.
You continue telling other people that she was alive and well when she was dead. And then you continue to tell people vice versa that she was dead leading up when she was alive and well.
Yes, sir.
Multiple people,
Yes, sir.
friends and family.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat that question? I'm not sure I understood what.
You continue to tell people the story that she had died while pregnant,
Yes, sir.
even before she was dead.
Sir, I was told starting in 2020 that Jim felt that we had both gotten too close to people online, that we were talking too much.
Mhm.
We had rules about when we could talk to friends.
So why not just not talk to people? Why are you telling lies to people that you're befriended on the internet?
Because we were cut off for.
Why are you telling lies that people that you weren't cut off from?
What lies did I tell people I was?
The same story that she had died while pregnant.
And if that's the case with your online stuff, why start a new relationship with somebody else that you really don't know?
Sir, because I was a mess.
Remember the whole Tom Sawyer story?
I'm not sure I do, sir.
I always tell the truth. It's
Yes, sir.
easier to keep up with than a
Yes,
lie.
sir.
You kept up with a lot of lies, a lot of stories. None of them are turned out to be true. I gave you 2 hours in Pennsylvania. We went through everyone. And I've been through every one of them, and the evidence that corroborates shows that you're continuing to lie and tell the story.
Sir, I'm not going to.
Nick, you are lying. And now's the time now's the time to stop living all this.
Here's the deal. There's a reason that Mindy died.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't
You
know.
know, yes, you know very well that reason, because you killed her.
I did not.
And the big question is why?
Sir, I would never have killed Mindy. I woke up in the morning and I took care of her. I rubbed her back, I rubbed her
And
legs.
she wasn't pregnant.
Yes, sir, she was due in January.
But she was not
She
pregnant.
was not pregnant.
No, she was pregnant.
Even the times that y'all were saying that she was pregnant, she was not pregnant. She was not pregnant at the time of her death.
Sir, she was.
She was not. That's a medical certainty. She was not pregnant. The doctors that you're saying that she went to, that just you don't know their names, don't know the location, you never mentioned an actual doctor that she saw for a thyroid problem. You never mentioned doctors that you visited.
I don't know the last. I do know the last time I visited a doctor, sir. I visited one, probably 4 or 5.
What about the CVS pickups for medication?
Yeah, I would routinely pick up her medication.
That's been prescribed by a doctor.
Yes.
But that's not the doctor you would take her to or that would know about her death?
No, those were medication refills. We did like a telehealth thing.
More stories. I mean, just kind of elaborate stories to exist. But the point is,
So
You killed Mindy.
You can look at the CVS.
why did you kill Mindy?
Sir, I didn't kill Mindy.
You killed Mindy.
I did not.
All the evidence shows that you killed Mindy, and will continue to show. It's kind of like a 1,000-piece puzzle. You burned some of the pieces. You've thrown some of the pieces away. We'll never have all the pieces. It's very clear. You made that absolutely sure we won't have the pieces. But we've got enough to see a very clear picture and to show that picture to a jury. And that jury is going to conclude one thing, the same thing I'm telling you. You killed Mindy. No doubt.
When you placed her body out there, you did us some favors. Where you placed it, it preserved some things. You weren't expecting her to be found so quickly.
Sir, I never saw her after she died. I never hurt Mindy.
You did hurt her.
No, I fed her. I helped her out of bed. I did.
You had started a new relationship with somebody online.
I was flirting with someone online.
You were running out of options. You were running out of funds.
No, sir.
Did you discover the lie that Mindy wasn't pregnant?
No, sir.
She wasn't.
I thought she was pregnant.
If Jim was so good at his job of protecting you, why would he not protect her? Why would he not come forward with any evidence now?
I think Jim lied to me about a million things. for
Why would he
years.
not prevent your father from being able to find you?
I don't know. But I don't think Jim was telling me the truth about anything.
Because he didn't exist.
He did exist, sir. We did everything for years. They
Remember the day when your father shows up?
Yes, sir.
We drunk chat.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me you left the back door.
Yes,
Not the back door.
Yes, sir.
So you leave, you're so afraid because you thought he had beat you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where was Mindy?
She said there. He hadn't seen her.
So you cared so much for her, you left her in the house and you were running out the back door.
No, sir. She knew I was leaving.
Okay.
Like
But you didn't stay there to protect her.
No, sir.
But you didn't call 911. You didn't call for any help from anyone.
No,
You walked down the alley.
we called for help for Jim, who we depended on for
Let's
everything.
play back, because just the other day you said you didn't call, that he found you. He found you in the parking lot at the hospital.
Yeah, we had, I forget if it was a phone call or if it was a message, but I didn't go there.
That question was asked very clearly and asked twice. Did you contact Jim that day? And you said no, he picked me up in the parking lot. Absolutely, there was no messaging from the time you walked out the back door down the alley.
I did not understand that question.
Okay,
You didn't just like find, no.
The question is, how did he know where you were? And he just appeared out of nowhere. He's followed you in multiple states, and he just appears. So, are you alleging that Jim killed your wife?
I don't know, but I think it's possible.
Okay. So, and the doctors conspired, they created this fake doctor facility of a name that you don't even know, a location you don't even know.
Side of the road pickup
And
for
you didn't see your wife. Just so happens your phone, even your car, showed clearly where you were at, down this long dirt road that just happened to pass a camera and tracks your every movement. The stop at the Marathon store off the interstate where you swiped your card. All those records, purchasing the knife to go do mosquito work.
in November.
Yes, sir. You
And
can find
that exact
the
knife, that exact knife 2 hours later ends up.
Sir, I told you where that knife is.
That knife's not there. I know exactly where that knife is.
Sir, I told you that knife is in the back of that
Took a GBI property.
It's a GBI property. Exactly.
It was found out there with a black toe.
So you can continue with the web of lies in the story. There's always reasoning for things. Is your reason that you're just a vicious killer and decided to kill your wife, or did y'all get in some kind of argument? What was your motive for killing her?
I never heard of.
The story is not what you're telling. Why is it so different?
What do you mean, sir?
Your elaborate story of on the run all this time and all the periods of stuff and the web of lies, why is it so different than what happened with her? The records show, the evidence shows, the DNA shows. Why is all that? Is you're being set up, is what you're saying?
I don't know, sir. I don't understand.
So your phone and your own person that you said was turned off,
Yes, sir.
still goes to those containers on a property that's 25,000 acres down a dirt road, 40 minutes from the house in Savannah, that matches the GBI, all the stuff matches. That knife that you purchased at Home Depot ends up there as well. The cleaning, the purchasing, the credit card swipes, the story that continued, the lies that you told to many others. Some people who you think are still on your side are actually some of the best witnesses against you. They know the story, and they're going to tell that story when they testify.
The Capital One card you're using for all these years, getting food, takeout, lodging, paying for all the places, the Airbnbs, the Verbos you stayed at, we have all those records.
Yes, sir.
And the Renaissance, the current stuff.
Yes, sir.
So you're saying it's big, everybody's created all these records of items that were on your person on that same very day, in the same very vehicle you were driving, at that location. You know what the coincidences of that were, and the chances or probabilities of that happening?
Sir,
Just like the airplane that you landed into this room right now,
Yes,
that
sir.
ain't gonna happen.
Yes, sir. None of this feels random to me. But I don't understand it. But I know where that knife is.
Okay. So now let's move on. The knife has nothing to do with anything. The day that you bought the knife and traveled down the road, where did you go?
I left. I stopped for gas. I stopped at Home Depot. I believe I stopped and talked to Jim.
With Mindy's body in the car.
No, sir. No, sir. And then I drove out there.
Out where?
I don't know. I believe I had an address to a church, and then I had a GPS location after that.
The first story was you had GPS coordinates.
Yeah, yes.
You mentioned nothing of address, I mean.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I've been trying to think about this. I believe they said it was a church, like not to pull in, but I believe it was like a waypoint.
What did they say? So Mindy didn't tell you this?
I forget. Sorry, I forget exactly.
So you forget back to the same story. It's easier to remember. Tom Sawyer says this. It's easier to remember the truth. While we're talking here today, so many more lies keep coming up.
No, sir. Sir, I've done weird stuff for years.
So back to your travels of the day that you bought the knife.
Yes.
Where'd you go?
I stopped for gas. I stopped at Home Depot. I believe then I stopped and spoke to Jim. And then I drove to the location I was supposed to go to.
Okay. Well, what did you do there?
I stopped. A gentleman came out of the house.
The 40 minutes that you were there, there's no house at that 40 minutes that you stopped at. So we can cut the house out if you'd like. So you don't have to remember a house because there was no house.
I stopped at a house.
Okay. How long did you stay?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
He talked to me for a couple minutes about something he was doing. He had some stuff in his front yard.
Okay. So what else did you do?
I asked if I could go to the bathroom. I peed behind a tree. He directed me over there. I removed the things from the back of the car, and I don't know.
Where were the things left? You said you removed them from the car at his house. Where were they left? Like just on the ground?
Yeah, he said he would take care of them.
Okay. How close to the house?
30, 40 feet.
There is no house, remember.
So I stopped at a house.
You may have stopped at the house, but when you took the containers out, there is no house.
There's a reason why that keeps sticking in your head. You said Pennsylvania, you took them out, you false, you said I set them in the dirt. I set them in the dirt. The gray and black container. And it wasn't your personal property that was in those containers, it was Mindy.
No, sir. I didn't pack those containers myself. It was her laptop. It was...
You did pack them yourself. With your wife's dismembered body.
Sir, that's not true.
That is true. And you had them in your car when you drove down that dirt road.
Sir, that's not true.
That is what you placed in the dirt, 30 or 40 feet off the roadway.
Sir, that is not true.
That is absolutely true, Nick.
Exactly what the records show.
Sir, that's not what happened.
I don't know what you know about the country and dirt roads and the properties you ever owned, if you've ever been to that type of property before. But you happen to hit the security cameras on the entrance to 25,000 acres, which is a very large property. Your phone, in your vehicle's phone, everything, every stop is recorded. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He says
So your 40 minutes that you're there, you're at the exact same spot where your wife's torso was found. The other stop where you dug with the shovel
And hit roots.
and hit roots, that's recorded on the very same information. The next spot that you stopped and buried her skull is covered. The exact same stuff. Even the next spot with the leg is covered. So the stops are, I mean, it's like watching it on TV. It's not, there's no issues here. It's very clear.
So
The big question
that
is,
happened.
big question, it's even the pictures, there's pictures of them going by on a property. You may have seen the log truck ahead of you. There's a big truck hauling wood. Guys that spotted you down there. The big question is why. It's no longer if.
Sir,
The big
I
question.
never hurt Mindy.
The big question is why.
Sir, I never hurt Mindy.
You never carried her to the doctor. She never went to the doctor. You never went to the
A
doctor.
doctor didn't come by your house to do those checks.
Yes,
You came directly from that house to that location. It's very clear.
from
From your house to Home Depot, to the scene. To multiple scenes, I guess we would say. Those stops are recorded, captured by your car. They're actually corroborated by your cell phone that you say is turned off. But apparently your particular phone still records and still sends out pings or messages that overlap with that. So the big question is, were you asked to go to a location and retrieve Mindy's body? Or did you kill her and transport her? Or did something happen in that house that you just can't talk about and then you dealt with it from there? Because it clearly had started at that house, then it went on.
Sir, no, none of this happened.
Okay. We know it happened. It's clear that it happened. So you're saying that the cell record's wrong, the picture's wrong from the security cameras, everybody's wrong with this whole picture. Your purchase of walk-in from Home Depot, that purchase is wrong.
No, sir.
Your travels that day, all that's all. And just so happens coincidentally, she's found at the location you were at.
Your wife found where you were at.
Sir, it doesn't feel coincidental to me, but I never heard Mindy. I never saw Mindy after she passed away.
And you're going to stick with the last time you saw her was me.
It was Saturday
Okay. Where?
at the house.
At the house. So how long did she stay in the house before she was gone? Are you telling me like you came home and found her dead, or what's the story?
No, sir. I'm saying I came home when she was gone. I got messages from her for days,
Okay.
telling me things to do, things we needed.
I've been doing this 28 years. I don't watch a lot of them, but a lot of people watch TV shows and stories. Read a lot of books that have these kind of stories in them. You have characters that you've envisioned and made in your stories, and some of your stories, but none of your stories before a jury in Georgia are going to go. I want you to understand that up front. It's a very clear picture. Even though it puzzled, you burned some of the pieces. You shifted and manipulated some of the pieces. You constantly lied to many, many people in your life, and have continued those lies. That's not going to continue to go. You understand that, right? The big question is why.
Sir, anything I ever lied about, I was told to lie about.
Okay. So, right now, if you said you killed her, you'd say, because I was told to lie.
Sir, I never killed her.
So Jim told you to say that, you would say that?
No, sir.
Okay. So my point is, everything you do, if Jim told you to jump off a cliff, you were going to go jump off a cliff?
Yes, sir. For years we did exactly what Jim told us to do.
So
He wanted full access to our lives. He said he was keeping us safe.
Did Jim tell you to burn your car?
Sir, I didn't burn my car.
Okay.
Well, the burns that you got that you described to the insurance adjuster for your medical records,
Yes.
when you described burns going up into your nose and your face, it sounds like a flash burn from fumes. Sounds like a flash burn from fumes from an accelerant.
Yes, sir. I opened the car door, and that's when the flames got mine.
But what was important in the car that got burned up that day?
I thought my phone was in there.
What else was in there?
I don't know. I had some random stuff in there.
Was there a check in there?
Yes, there was a check in there.
Huh?
Yes.
What was the check for?
The check was for a house.
For a house?
Yes.
Was you in Salem?
Yes.
What did you tell Salem happened with that check?
It burned up.
And what was the insurance company going to do about that?
I don't think the insurance company had anything to do with the check.
Was it a sizable check?
Yes, sir.
How much?
$860,000.
Just gone.
Yes, sir.
Almost $1 million check gone.
Yes, sir.
And you couldn't get a replacement?
No. No, I spoke to Jim afterwards, and he said he would get a replacement, but it would take a while.
Interesting.
What were you doing out on that road that day anyways?
I had gone to pick up the check. He said he would have somebody meet me out there. I had come up to Liz. He told me to meet in Liz. I got flowers. I didn't pick them up that day. I got water at Target.
But you also said something else up in Pennsylvania about that day when you stopped the car. You said you were on a long, straight stretch of road out of the curvy hilliness you've been driving on where you can see in both ways. Why do you think that's important in your life? Is it so you can see other cars if they can? While you're doing what you're doing?
No, sir.
I think you're living a web of lies. One of your close friends described you best, said you talk in parallel realities. It's like the story you've sold them, it blends in the truths of what's going on in your life with what you want it to be. That's what you're doing here.
No, sir.
You bought a knife for window screening that you were fixing to leave this Airbnb.
Yeah.
So you buy this knife, you go back to the house where Mindy's at, then you go out here with these 2 totes that are packed with stuff and put them in a place where her body's found.
No, sir. I left them with the man.
You did not leave them with the man.
Yes, I did.
You did not leave them with the man. Your car is traveling out there. He's already told you. We put you and your cellular device in your vehicle out there in these places where your wife's body is found. Dismembered. With the knife that you just bought.
No, sir. That knife
The Milwaukee
came from
knife?
Pennsylvania. Yes.
That knife did not come from Pennsylvania.
Yes, it did, sir. I told you exactly where to find it. Have you looked there?
Yes, and it's not there. It's a carbon steel blade. It would be burned up in the car. Very clear.
Under the thing.
Under the thing.
Under the thing.
Then there's one other place it could be.
That knife's really irrelevant because that knife was only used in the end. It's not doesn't have anything to do with actually the murder or the killing at all. And that knife was after the fact. How would I know that?
I have no idea, sir. I didn't know that.
That comes from
know anything.
a lot of 28 years of doing this. Like I said, your story's fine, but your story's not reality. Even to the point of the new wife. You know, when you apply for a marriage license.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember applying for that marriage license?
Yes, sir.
Remember the questions it asked?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did you say on that marriage license?
I said that I'd been married once. I said that Mindy passed away in 2020.
Okay.
2 things that Jim told me to put down.
So you lied because Jim told you to lie.
Yes, sir.
Is Jim telling you to lie here today?
No, sir. I'm not spoken to Jim. I'm a little unclear on the timeline, but
You're unclear on a lot of stuff when it comes to specifics. It's quite funny how that works. But those records clearly show where that's at. To the matter, even like when your mom, what have you told your mom?
my mom, that I was driving. We've been spoken in.
So you hadn't spoken to her in 6 years?
I had no. We started speaking after I was arrested.
So you go to this doctor's office, they tell you wife died, you don't ask to see her, you immediately,
I did ask to see her.
you don't get to see her, you don't forcefully go any further to see her, you just take them at the word, you don't know her names, you don't know her addresses, don't know how to return there, whatever, you just leave. You go from there back, tell her family, pack up the stuff that you said was already packed, and gone. Remember your stuff was packed?
Yeah, a lot of my stuff was packed.
That your important stuff was not.
Yes, sir.
You still had it.
Yeah, we had things that we didn't need, like
Okay.
day to day, like clothing. And
So then you go to Florida.
is it possible to get a bottle of water?
You go to Florida, and when you go to Florida to pick up the beer,
Yes, sir.
and then you go from Florida to Montgomery, Alabama,
Yes, sir.
and you cashed a check for $5,000.
No, so that was a cash withdrawal.
A cash withdrawal for
Because
$5,000.
I think it looks like that.
You cash your check.
Yes.
But you get $5,000 to meet some guy that you don't know
Yes, sir.
on the side of the road in Alabama for Mindy's ashes.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how many local crematories and places there are here by Alabama?
Sir, he had called me and said that my wife's remains were available to be picked up. I forget where he said they were.
And you know, during this time, you're continuously talking to Samantha.
Yes, sir.
You know, and talking about your business trips to Missouri, that you're continuing to have a romantic online relationship with Samantha.
Yes, sir.
She's found out wife's dead. You've been telling everybody she's dead since October, but you continue this relationship as it goes, and as you travel, flee all the way to Missouri.
I'm not fleeing, sir.
Okay. So you change your name. Well, you told me you were fleeing from your father. So you were not fleeing from your father still?
Well, I mean, I was trying. I thought that the name change was the culmination of years of work to keep us safe. We have been, among our friends and family, we've been using that name for 2 years.
Then you get a marriage license and you get married. And back up a little bit before that, when you start getting pressured to move into a house and get away from Airbnbs, the car mysteriously burns with all your money in it. So you won't be able to close on a house permanently. So was it time to look for a new wife?
No, sir.
So what was your plan from there?
My plan from there was I was expecting more money from Jim, and that to allow me to move on and live.
When was your last contact with Jim?
My last contact with Jim, I don't know, it was probably around the time that the marriage license was, we applied for it, or shortly thereafter.
Because he had to tell you what to put on there, so you would know what to lie to be.
Yes.
Okay.
He told me that there were things I had to lie about to keep myself safe.
Did you lie and keep your things safe from your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're worried about your dad, and he's this bad guy that you're terrified of, that you've gone through all this hiding all these years, living off everybody else's finances, and being a hermit basically, then when you get locked up for this, you reach out to them.
I reached out. I had been in for 5 days. I couldn't contact anyone, and I reached out to Alice.
Your story is just so unbelievable. Everything you say, and has continued to say, has been a lie. Your life's a lie. The evidence shows.
Sir, I believe I've been married to you for years, and I don't understand why.
You continue to lie. By your own admission, you have continued to lie. Multiple times. You say it's lying on behalf of Jim.
Yes, sir.
But then now you're saying too, it's clearly you're lying about that day.
About which day?
The day of the 29th, when your cell phone records you going where your wife's body's found, or torso's found, and where the pieces of her body are found at other locations, and how that tracking in that area showed you being there, how the cameras show you being there, and you're saying, oh no, I wasn't there. Is that what you're saying?
Sir, I don't know what location that shows. I know I was in a more rural area.
It's where you placed the body parts of your wife at.
No, sir.
So are you saying that's the same day you dropped the tubs off?
I don't know. I think, is that the same day as Home Depot?
I'm asking you a question. Yeah, the same day as on Date Depot. Was that the same
Yes,
day?
I believe that was the same day.
Same day that you dropped the tubs off?
Yes, sir.
So you knew where you were moving at that time. But you're going to get a knife to repair the mosquito things, knowing you're fixing to leave that Airbnb.
Yes, sir. We wanted to leave it in the best condition that we could.
Is that how you replaced the rug? Is that why you bought a new rug?
No, we bought the new rug because Rusty was sick on it.
And back to that day. You traveled that day.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't know where you traveled.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, you don't know, or you do know where you traveled?
I don't know where I traveled.
Okay. So you're saying that those records are the truth.
Which records?
The records from your car, the records from the camera that you saw, the records from your own cell phone that overlap with each other, your records from swiping your card.
Yes, I don't know all of the records, sir, but I swiped my card.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Okay. And do you remember for really close proximity to that, like within a day or so, going to a car wash?
I don't, sir, but I may have.
Okay. Did you wash your car frequently?
Not super frequently, sir.
Yeah.
When I noticed it was dirty.
Like never? until then? This was the first time you had washed your car?
I don't know, sir. I haven't had the car for very long.
What I'm saying is you never went through an automatic car wash but one time?
No, sir. I've been through several automatic car
You
washes.
just didn't swipe it for this particular car until that day?
I may have paid
days
with
later.
cash, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so other times you paid with cash.
I may have. I've honestly never thought that much about how I pay for anything.
Most of the time you swipe.
I think so. Yeah, I would say most of the time.
Except for the one occasion where you met this dude on the side of the road in Montgomery, Alabama, and you had to get $5,000.
Yeah, I didn't have checks for that account.
So you just randomly, at that point, meet with him, don't know who he is, where he was, where he's from.
No, he contacted me and said that he had Mindy's remains. I was really upset.
Do you know how elaborately crazy that is? Just to meet somebody on the side of the road with remains.
Yes, sir. I was really upset about it.
That's never been heard of before.
I was upset about that. I was upset about the fact that she had been cremated. I was told she had been cremated.
We know you were upset. We know you were upset. We found her body in the condition we found it in. We know you were mad.
Sir, I never hurt my wife.
Yes, you did.
I've never put a hand on a woman. I did not hurt Mindy.
But you lie. And you lie a lot about a lot of things. And have continuously lied.
Sir, I've been told to lie in certain situations to keep us safe.
You've been an attorney before in your previous occupation with the Navy. For how long?
I was an attorney in the Navy for roughly 10 years.
So you can realize you've prosecuted cases where soldiers have murdered their wives.
No, sir.
You never prosecuted anybody that?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you prosecuted anybody that murdered someone?
No, sir.
So never a murder prosecution?
No, sir.
But you have cases that show, and you understand preponderance of evidence and proof beyond reasonable doubt.
Yes.
Okay. We've gone from preponderance of evidence to proof beyond reasonable doubt. Okay. You know where we're at with that point. Help me support that story. Help me show that you didn't do it.
Sir, I'm trying to tell you everything I remember about this.
See, that's the problem I've got, Nick, because the 2 hours that we had in Lancaster, everything you told me I proved to be a lie. There's nothing truthful about that. You've continued to lie to friends, family members, people that you trusted, people that really went outward to help you. I wasn't really forceful with you that day. I didn't do anything that day that let you tell me the story.
Yes, sir.
I went back and verified that your entire story is a lie. So help me to this point to go and explain that you can continuously lie, but you want me to believe you did kill your wife. You've lied to me. You've lied to Cameron. You've lied to your family. You've lied to other people. You reached back out to an old former employer of Mindi and lied to him. Why would you do that?
Sir, I didn't lie to him.
Are you saying you didn't lie to me? Let's just start this way.
So there are things that I think were not true. All I've done is sit in a cell and think about this.
Okay.
I don't believe a lot of what Jim told us for years.
Okay, I'm not asking what Jim told you. That has nothing. I'm asking what you did and where you remember. And there's things you say and you don't remember that I clearly know you remember. Like if you went to this doctor's office in a strip mall in Savannah where you were told your wife had died, you would really remember that. There would be no doubt. The other thing is, if that happened and you were not allowed to see your wife and found out she was cremated later, you don't think as an attorney that every attorney hearing this would file suit against that doctor?
Yes, sir, I thought she died of natural causes. That's what I
But
was
they made mistakes is what you're telling me. They made mistakes and cremated her and you ended up meeting someone on the side of the road. Every portion of your life and everything that's coming down right now to Mindy ends up being untrue. But you want me to believe that portion to be true. You lied about going to the doctor's office.
No, sir.
Okay. You lied about going to the doctor's office. As you continue. You lied about picking up her remains on the side of the road.
No, sir.
You've lied about where your vehicle went that day.
No, sir.
And where you continue to go. You've lied about what haven't you lied about?
You lied about your father.
Sir, I don't believe.
How much money did you take from him? In the very beginning, how much money did you get away with your father?
I had borrowed some money from him.
But that's not the question, it's how much.
I don't know. I don't know exactly.
About 60,000?
No, sir.
No?
No.
Was it more than $100?
Yes, sir. It's more than $100.
Not more than $100.
Yes, sir.
You probably just kind of wanted to know what was going on.
I didn't know that, sir. I thought he.
What did you tell Betsy and Frank about when they had to move to Hilton Head? You told them who needed to, told them they had to move. It was time to go. Because who said so?
It's Jim said so.
Right. Who rented their new place for them?
I did.
You did.
Yes, sir.
So if it's so dangerous and you gotta go now, why would you rent a place and put them in danger up there in your name? If you're the intended target.
I didn't think that would be something that he'd be able to.
You know how easy it is to track you down?
No,
It's
sir.
a quick, easy Google search. Your name pops up there. Before all this, your name popped up there. Pictures of your wedding. Pictures of Mindy and you at your wedding pop up there.
Pop up at the place that I rented for Frank and Lester.
Then we can play on this all day long, you know.
I'm pointing out
That's
that-
the game. That just ain't gonna work.
I paid for
Yes.
I paid for a rental.
It's just not going.
I don't know how that goes on Google, but I didn't think it would.
So, back to way back, when you get married, you go through this whole spiel, the whole thing. Then all of a sudden, something happens. I ask you why you get out of the military. Why did you get out of the military?
We didn't want to be moving around all the time. Okay.
Why?
We were going to start a family. We wanted
Ready
more.
to start a family. Okay. That didn't work out with your first wife.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, she.
That didn't work out with Mindy. That was not going to work out with Samantha.
I don't understand. I thought it was working out with Mindy,
Okay.
and I had hoped it would work out with Samantha, but obviously.
So that's been the continuous thing as you were ready to start a family.
Yes, sir.
So-
I always wanted a family, but
You lied to the military on your official resignation when you said your purpose for resignation. It didn't have anything to do with wanting to start a family. The lie was Mindy was in a car wreck and you needed to care for your wife. You don't remember your resignation from Navy.
from active duty or from the reserves.
Either way, you don't remember your resignation letter.
I remember drafting, I believe, 2 resignation letters. One from active duty. I've been talking about active duty.
Mm-hmm. So what about your resignation for both? What was your reasoning for resigning?
I don't recall.
You just told me it was to start a family.
So the reserve one, I believe I had to put in,
That's
shit a lot
the same bullshit stories.
No,
That
we had been in a
wrong.
car accident.
You have been. And again, the parallel realities that you created, that these lies. You said you want to start a family, you don't want to move around, but what have you done? What have you been doing?
We've been running, sir. We believed we were in danger. We thought we were running from Wayne.
From who? Your father?
Yes.
And who have you been talking to?
I've been talking to
Who's
him.
come to help you?
He has come out.
And how old is Wayne?
He was born in July 1955, so.
And you went through Navy training, you're a really big guy, and you're that fearful of somebody that may or may not have even injured you, that you really
I don't believe that more than injured me.
Okay, and you didn't really believe it then.
I did believe.
So, but you go to all this elaborate scheme to run, and just so happens you have a $1.5 million judgment against you. Just so happens you lie as an attorney, raising your hand and lying in official court during an official hearing that you've got $32 million that you didn't have, that you now believe you may not have had to begin with.
Sir,
You lied, and the lies just keep continuing and keep continuing to the end. And the only thing you want to try to convince me is that you're telling the truth.
Yes, sir.
And there's not one thing in your life I can show that you've been truthful about. Tell me one thing.
Sir, I've been truthful about all of this. I mean,
This absolutely shows that you haven't been. And by your own admission, you've lied about this and lied about multiple things. that day, you're so vague and recall, you don't think I would recall the specifics of where my wife had died? The doctor's office that was there, the doctor who's called me and mistakenly burned her ashes, and the actual story of her death. You've told quite a few variances to quite a few of her friends that you reached out and talked to over time on what she actually died from.
Her friends? No, sir.
Okay. So you didn't tell any of her friends why she had died?
No, I told that our close friend. My understanding was that our close friends were the only people who we were going to have in our life after we moved.
So if you were really into the protection and scared, why would you be calling all these people, telling them where you were moving and what you were doing? You created a story that she was dead even before she's dead. You're dating online before she.
So I wasn't dating online. I was.
You ever heard of a singer called Ray Charles? You remember Ray Charles?
Yes, sir.
Ray Charles was blind.
Yes, sir.
Ray Charles can see this very clearly. Just the big question is why? Did you just get tired of her? Were you wanting to move on because she was not pregnant? Was there some type of argument? Did she strike you,
sir,
that led to that?
No, sir.
The biggest question is why you killed her,
sir,
and why you disposed of her.
Sir, I
That
did not kill her and dispose of her.
When you took her there, she went there. What happened to her wedding ring?
I was given her wedding ring.
You were?
When it came back in the when I got her ashes, her wedding rings were in the.
Where's it at now?
They're in Havre de Grace, Maryland, where I scattered her ashes, or didn't scatter her ashes. Thought I scattered her ashes. My wedding ring and her wedding band and her wedding ring.
That's where you put them?
Yes, I put them in the water there. It was one of her favorite places.
What about her earrings?
I don't recall what happened to her earrings, sir.
Your world of lies, we have picked it apart. We picked it apart before we came to Pennsylvania. But since it got out, there's even been more people that call, more people that have more stories that you spun off of this. I get that you're scared. Everybody I talk to, this is not who you are. They don't think you're a monster, but they don't believe your story. They don't believe any of it anymore.
Sir, I've been lied to for years.
And you're lying to everybody else. Now, it broke. You got to that point and it broke. Whatever it was that made you snap, whether it was you just had to get out, you didn't want to tell her you wanted to leave, you didn't want to accept that she wasn't pregnant, or you were scared and terrified that now you had this new relationship that was up and budding and you didn't want to
This is somebody I had never met in my life.
now you're married. After you tell your former in-laws, after you tell them, you fabricate a message and send it to them and tell them that you died in a car wreck.
I did not do that.
You did do that.
I did not do that.
You did do that. But you tell other people, and then people reach out and they find you again.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to.
You got Jim hiding you out on this big top secret security stuff, and people still reach out and find you and say, "Hey Nick, I heard you died. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay. A car burned up."
Yeah, Cameron reached out, and I told you about this. I was really concerned because she said that they thought I had died. They were calling around saying that I had died in a car accident. And
so if Cameron could find you, why weren't you terrified that somebody else could?
I thought that at this point that I was safe. That the name change was the last step in being allowed to live a life, and not be hunted down. Cameron knew my name. She had known it. She had known that we were changing our name to that for I don't know how long. I forget when we said that. We told our friends and our close family, the people we thought we were still going to have in our life.
Who was your close family? Was it Betsy and Frank?
Betsy and Frank, and then
so you're going to put them through all these lies? When we unravel all this, because they bought it. They loved you. Frank loved you. He said he loved you like a son. You know how hard it was for us to even convince him of who we really were? Because they bought into your lies.
He knows that because he got the email that day.
Yeah.
I can prove that.
What email?
The email you got that we were talking to Betsy. The email that the FBI had talked to Betsy. The Proton email that you thought was encrypted wouldn't go back and we couldn't get. Guess what?
They're encrypted, but we can still get them. It just takes more work. It's like layers.
Sir, I don't know what
You
you're
being the
talking
security
about.
expert that you're talking about, and that you know that you've been in security and developed the software and the programs and AI, which is the capture, that you don't even have anymore. You should know that we're capable of getting that kind of thing. So you knew we were there when we were there to talk to Betsy.
Yes, sir.
You knew that the FBI.
Sir, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
We're not going to get in that. You're lying so much that there's no reason to show you everything. Just to let it continue on. I gave you a chance to tell the truth. You're clearly not going to tell the truth. You're going
Sir,
to
I am
continue on
telling
as
the
we're
truth.
going. So, same way, well, you know, your last driver's license will be in Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
You're unemployed, correctly.
Yes, sir.
And your spouse is Samantha.
Koles.
Hell, I can spell that. And what, you only put the same address as you? The 590 Centerville Road, or what address do you?
It's number 5, Rank, R-A-N-C-K, Lane, in Lititz, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And your father is Wayne.
Yes, sir.
And what's his address?
117 Sandy Hollow Road. Town is Fitz, William.
Okay.
And that's New Hampshire.
And your mother?
Mindi Kassotis. Same address.
Okay. And your brother Christopher?
Yep.
What's, you know his address?
I do not, sir. I believe he's out of Michigan, I've been told.
Okay. And is he got your only brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about sisters?
No sisters.
No sisters. Okay. Alright, this is just basically the information that we took off your booking. I understand at one point you had a tattoo.
I still do, sir.
Okay. Did you try to have that tattoo removed?
No, sir.
Okay. Alright, where's your tattoo?
It's on my chest. Do you want to see it? Or?
We will in a minute.
Okay.
And what's it of?
It's a claddagh, Claddagh.
Your teeth are all normal.
Because the evidence shows that whoever did that to her really loved her and went into a rage.
Sir, I never heard it.
You did. So,
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I have stopped the tape at 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 46 seconds at counsel's direction for the defense. If we could just take a recess.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. If you would, please step out with the bailiff. Are we almost to the point where the volume's going to be reduced? Are we to that point in the interview where we're going
Yes,
to
Your
have
Honor. We have selected a time. I've shown it to Mr. Weinstein. We have selected the time, and counsel was the one that indicated to me that he was comfortable with starting at 1:24 p.m. and 20 seconds. He has also indicated to me that he'd like me to stop when Detective Frost leaves the room, which is at 1:57 and 11 seconds p.m. So it's approximately 33 minutes, where I will attempt to try to just simply mute the sound. I will have the sound bar up. There are 2 times. It is 1:42 p.m. and 46 seconds through 1:42:48 seconds, and again at 1:52:03 and 1:52:05. So it's again 2 seconds for each of those.
All right. All right, so we're ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's bring our jury in. All right, everyone, please be seated, and counsel, you may continue.
I want to ask you a few more questions. That's okay with you? Okay?
Yes, sir. So there's one other place that night might be able to. I've got a storage locker in Lancaster. You can look it up. The address, I believe it's either 140 or 170 Independence Court.
Okay.
I have, all my stuff in my that I didn't have with me. It's in West Lancaster.
You need some food?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't.
If you will, tell me some more about Jim.
Jim came into our life in late 2017 to early 2018. I'm not sure what had happened first, but we had issues with our bank accounts, both our joint accounts and individual accounts. We had issues with our mail, just going missing, not showing up.
I remember all this from Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
So, and you said at some point you talked to the FBI.
So I believe both Mindy and I filed online FBI reports.
Online FBI
Yes,
reports.
sir.
So y'all didn't sit down with anybody?
Well, I thought we did, but several days afterwards, I tried to leave a message for somebody that I knew worked at DOJ. I wasn't sure that it reached him because the phone.
Who did you know at DOJ?
His name was Dave Carpel. He was an attorney in their organized crime division.
Oh, butcher his last name. C-A-R-P-E-L?
I believe it is K-A-R-P-E-L. I knew he was a reservist, and I had called the RILSA, not the RILSA, whatever the criminal justice department is, and asked if they had a recall number for him. I called and I left a message, but I wasn't sure I had reached him.
What about, okay, so I'm clear of all that, what you alleged with Jim back then, and then up until when you went and filed for your marriage license with Samantha.
Okay.
Okay, then what happened with Jim?
After I filed for the marriage license,
Mm-hmm.
he told me how to fill it out. He told me he didn't think I should be marrying Samantha. He thought I should leave Pennsylvania.
Why did he say that?
He said he didn't think it was a good idea. He thought that it was too soon for me, that it wouldn't be healthy, that given my past, I would be better off trying to settle down and start over somewhere else.
Where did the money come from that he gave you in the check?
My understanding was that it came from money that he has held in trust for me for some time, so to keep it safe.
And where would the money come from to be put in the trust?
From work on this software of his. I don't know if it was licensing or sale. I was told different things over different years.
What about Peter? Do you know Peter from Microsoft?
I used to speak regularly with somebody I thought was Peter Inman, who was somebody who I had actually met.
How do you spell his last name?
Anaman.
And he was somebody you met at a JAG conference?
Yes, at a Veterans Legal Career Fair.
And what kind of stuff did he talk to you about?
When we originally met, we talked about cyber investigations, things of that nature, the things that he worked on there. He's the head of one of their cyber investigations units. And when I first met with, in one of my first meetings with Jim, I had referenced, that I was looking for remote work, that I'd spoken to somebody at Microsoft, and he said that he knew him and would put me back in contact with him and put in a good word.
When was this?
This was sometime in that late 2017, early 2018.
Before we were all went sideways with COVID?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years before. But I had left active duty unofficially sometime at the beginning of September 2017. Officially, it was September 30th. The military does this, what's it called, a terminal leave, where if you have vacation time,
They burn it up.
it's better for you if you just take it than don't work. And the best benefit would then to be working, but my higher day didn't work. I had accepted a job with the Board for Correction and Naval Records, doing veterans work, and
What happened with that?
I was there from, I think my start date was October 3rd, whatever that meant. There was a Monday in early October, the first Monday in October it was. And it was a bad fit in a couple of different ways. My client there, the person that I worked in an office with and provided legal advice to, was the head of the Board for Correction and Naval Records. Her name was Beth something. My boss, my reporting senior, was an attorney with the Navy's Office of Manpower and Reserve Affairs. And they had very different views of what the role should be. Beth thought that Beth wanted to concentrate on moving cases, and their view was that this is a legal position and there are a lot of people there who review cases. Like, you should be concentrating on different issues than that. I felt like it was a bad setup from very early on. Mindy was in a car accident in late October. We were both in the car accident. Mindy was very early in the car accident. And I was away for a week at a conference, but I mean, by the time, I think before Beth and I had spent 2 full weeks in the office actually together, she had accidentally forwarded me an email where she said to somebody she worked with that she had wished that she hired him for the position instead of me. Which, as somebody who at that point was probationary, but kind of put the handwriting on the wall that I should be looking at other options, and I began immediately. And this was going on while we were having these other issues with email, and I forget exactly when the vandalism started. I believe that it started at this point. I came home one day, and Mindy said that an FBI agent had come to the house. That he was serious about what was going on, and wanted to meet with us both and talk about it. And I think we met a couple days later.
And that was Jim?
That was Jim.
Did they show you any credentials or anything?
I don't recall.
So, how did you tell or inform Jim that Mindy had passed away?
I think I sent him a message that night.
How'd you send him a message?
On Signal?
On Signal?
Yep.
And you don't remember any phone numbers you called him on or anything?
So that he changed phone numbers more frequently than I changed phone numbers.
And what did he say?
He said he was shocked, that he was really upset. He asked what I needed.
So he didn't ask about like getting a death certificate or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. And, you know, you did go to Boston and George Washington Law and stuff, right?
In Georgetown, yes, sir.
Georgetown?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you know how important contracts and certificates are.
Yes, sir.
Would you not think that you might need that in order to move on and get remarried?
No, sir, it hadn't occurred to me. It was, I don't know, I was juggling a lot of things, but
Like what kind of things are you juggling?
I mean, leaving the area, you know, finishing up the name change, and you know, I trying to contact some some friends of Mindy's who were hard to find, or harder to track down. Her old boss took I think close to 2 weeks before I was able to reach her.
And why was it important you reached him?
They've been very close. I wanted to know.
How close would it have been if y'all been hiding from everybody?
Before that.
Before that?
Yeah, before that.
But that would have been years, right?
It had been years, yes, sir. I don't know if they spoke in the intervening years much after or at all, but I felt, you know, Mindy's Betsy and I spoke, and we were trying to think of people that it would be important to tell. And that's one of the names.
And as soon as the policy starts probing you about like when are we going to be able to have this funeral, when are we going to be able to get her ashes, when are we going to be able to do anything, you don't find it ironic that she gets an email saying that you died in a car wreck?
No, sir. I didn't know she got an email saying I died in the car.
But you suddenly just stopped talking to her.
She stopped talking to me, so I had some things stolen from me, and I spoke to Jim, and he said that he was worried. I'd spoken to him a few days before, and I said that I'd spoken with him, and I was a little concerned because I had said where I was, and he said that at the time he said, okay, it's.
Nick, does any of this make sense to you?
No, sir. It didn't make sense to me that they would have any sort of ill will towards me. But messages from them stopped. Like it was creepy. It was upsetting. And then I hear nothing from them. I didn't used to go more than 48 hours without hearing from them after they went to Hilton Head and I left the area. We talked all the time. We texted, and then messages from Jim says, hey, there's something concerning going on here. And
What's concerning? What's concerning? Maybe they lost a number.
No, what's concerning is that I got some stuff stolen in my car.
So now you can't talk to Frank and Betsy?
Jim
You can talk to everybody else. You can talk to Mindy's old boss.
I already spoken with him at this point, but he just said while he looked into it, be safe about it.
Everybody had to deal with finding out Mindy died from you. They hear it. They really can't get a lot of good closure because there's none of the normal processes. There's no planning a funeral. There's no attending a funeral. There's no any type of remembrance of life or anything put out there. Nothing going on that gives people the ability to have some closure and say goodbye.
Yes, sir. That's upsetting to me too.
You're robbing the family of that. And you're going to put them through all these lies that continue to spring out that we've already showed you the evidence. We've already told you about what we have and what everything shows. You start to see it. When you talk about putting those totes down in the dirt, you start to see it.
Sir,
I don't think you're a monster. I think you've been running for too long, and this was a way out. One thing stood in the way, and you didn't know how to do it.
Sir, if I wanted to run from Mindy, I could have gotten in my car and left.
What about the baby?
Yes, sir. I wasn't trying to run from Mindy, but But I'm saying,
So Nick, what?
if I had wanted to get away, we moved into that house in June or July. I'm sure you know. I don't know the exact date, but we moved into that house June or July. I left it in early December. Mindy went outside one time in those months, and it was for 5 minutes to see the new car.
Right.
Like I could have walked out the door at any point if I wanted to get away, but I didn't want to get away.
What happened?
Sir, I don't know what happened.
You do know what happened.
I don't.
You do know what happened. And the evidence shows us what happened. So it's going to be our evidence against your story of Jim.
Jim,
And your story of the doctor.
Jim who told us what to do.
There's no Jim.
Nothing, sir, there is.
There was
Nothing
a
we
Jamie-
did for years.
There was a Jamie McIntyre that worked at the Pentagon while you were there as a correspondent. He didn't know you either, but I'm just saying.
I don't. Like, I never heard Mindy. Like, nothing we did for years would make sense under any, under any other sort of caveat.
You didn't hurt Mindy, but yet you were telling Samantha back in September that your wife had died.
Yeah. In fall.
In September, you had already told another woman that your wife was dead.
I had told multiple people.
You had started this storyline.
No, sir, I told multiple people.
And then you don't tell her mom and dad that until after it becomes reality.
No, sir. Starting back in 2020, fall 2020, Mindy got really sick.
I understand Mindy had thyroid issues and she was really sick and she had other kind of problems going on. And I don't doubt that she probably acted sick around the house. She was probably afraid of what you were going to do if you found out she wasn't pregnant.
Sir, that's.
Nick, you had a very successful life and it got robbed from you.
Yes, sir.
I have an ex-wife. I can fully understand the rage and frustration that can cause, even when you're not attached with them anymore. You have been running all this time trying to get away, that she still has that control over you. She still has that court order out there lingering over your head. You can't get back to where you were with Mindy because you're still running from that past life.
Sir, I didn't know that past life was so bad.
The judge told you he wanted movement on that case by the following Wednesday. You said, yes, sir, I'll take care of it. I got $32 million in assets. I can take care of her.
Yes, sir.
You never show back up for court. You know you can't do that. You know there's repercussions if you do that.
Yes, sir.
And that is when this all spiraled out of control. And for you and Mindy to live your best lives away from all this, you hit out. You hit out, the lies kept rolling until you just kept on going with them. You felt good living there with her family, her mom and dad, not her brother, but her mom and dad.
I felt good living with your brother too until the end. Yeah.
Because he needed y'all to do something. It's not normal, man. You have such a successful background and you're smart. So I get it. It's you gotta do something. And then the pregnancy, what you wanted. You want this family.
Yes, sir. I thought everything we worked for years was to get somewhere and get safe.
So
I thought that
was it an argument that started that morning? Were you already planning on leaving? Were you going to confront her about not being pregnant?
No, sir. I thought she was pregnant until the beginning of this.
I know you thought she was pregnant. And she had told everybody. She told her friends. She told family. Everybody thought she was pregnant.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Nick.
Sir, I never.
Again, you were robbing all these people you say you care about. Her friends, her family. Everybody you called and told that you thought needed to know she had passed away. They're going to have to relive all that and go through this trial and lose her piece by piece again.
Sir, I never.
Well, I don't think you intended to hurt Mindy, but I think something snapped. The pressure of all this, all these lies coming to a head.
Sir,
Something happened.
what pressure, sir? We had money. We were comfortable.
You see it in your head when you describe setting those folks down in New York. There's a reason why that memory sticks out in your mind. You don't see it, but I see it in you. I see when you say it, I watch you and you pause. Because you're getting that horrific mental image when you do that.
No, sir.
Yes, sir. That's something you gotta live with. But do you wanna live with it hidden away as a lie to everybody for the rest of your life? Or is it time that you understand, like, I just couldn't live this anymore, she wanted more. She told me she wasn't pregnant, or she kept lying, I knew she wasn't pregnant, she took another pregnancy test. What happened?
Sir, nothing happened. If
Something did happen.
if she wasn't pregnant, if she lost the baby,
If you
we
took
were
her to a
trying
medical facility and they were able to perform an autopsy and stuff, they could have just incinerated the body then and we wouldn't have one. They could have given you her ashes and sent you on down the road and created fake documents. That is such an elaborate, far-fetched scheme that yes, you need to keep that down to write it in a book. But that's not what happened then. And you know it's not what happened. And when you drove out there and you went out to the middle of nowhere, you know that's not what happened. There was no guy that took the totes from you from the back.
Yes, there was, sir.
There's nobody out there, Nick. There's nobody out there.
Sir.
25,000 acres of swamp and pulp farmwood.
Sir, I drove out. I went a
I know.
specific way. I was told to.
You
I
took
met
the
with the
totes
totes.
out. You took the totes out.
Yes, sir.
You're trying to cover it up.
No, sir.
It was horrible.
No, sir.
You were trying to get away from it. You just wanted to release. You wanted to be free.
No, sir. I was doing what I was told to. I did what I was told to for years.
Nick, somebody that doesn't care about Mindy doesn't cover up the head. The head's the only thing that's going to hold on to that semblance of who that person was and be that reminder. That's why it was so important that you had to conceal that. You had to get that closure and get that done. Give her some peace, give her some closure.
Sir.
Give her some peace,
Sir, I never heard.
give her family some peace. Give Frank and Betsy some peace.
Sir, I would if I could.
You can.
I can't. I don't know what happened.
You do know that
I
happened.
never hurt her.
You were the one in that car with her body driving out there.
Sir, no.
Yes. You used those totes to carry the parts.
No, sir. I use those totes for our things.
No, you didn't. And you wiped them down with the wipes that were out there. And you threw out her bag of dirty clothes that were cut up.
No, sir.
Yes, you did, Nick.
No, sir. No, I didn't do any of this.
You did. Are you going to stay with this? And this is the monster you want people to see you as, that you're capable of killing your wife?
No,
the woman
sir.
you love? You live there with your in-laws.
Yes, sir.
That you told were your family.
Yes.
You sold them that they were your real family closer to anybody else.
Yes, sir. I called them mom and dad.
And so you're going to betray all that.
No, sir.
He entrusted you. You were such a chivalrous man and such a good man. You came to them to ask for her hand in marriage.
Yes, sir.
You asked that man to let me be the protector of your daughter.
Yes, sir.
Let me take her in. Let me give her this life. Let me share it with her.
Yes,
And
sir.
you swore a vow in front of God and everybody.
Yes, sir.
You didn't protect her from yourself, Nick.
No, sir.
You did not.
But I didn't hurt her.
You did hurt her. Nick.
No, I put her in this. She should have never been in this situation. We should have never listened to Jim. I don't even know who Jim is.
There's no Jim.
There is a Jim.
No, there's not.
Sir, we moved every 4 or 7.
You're right. So you're going to leave your career budding out in the military to have a family and stop moving around.
Yeah.
But some blowjo that comes in off the street that you don't even know a phone number or credentials for tells you to move around with your wife forever, and you're okay with doing it.
No, we were terrified.
Of your father, who now you call back for, and you know, hey, sorry, Dad, I'm in some shit.
I asked him. That's the first thing I asked him was if he attacked me in Charlottesville.
It's not about your father, Nick. It's not about anything else other than you wanted a new start. What made you want this new start? For somebody to love somebody so much, those are the people that when they do snap, when stress does get there, they can do something so horrible. That love is way up here, and it can swing way back over here too.
Sir, I never hurt Mindy.
I was so frustrated with my first wife when I got divorced. I was so furious. I had to get away
I was
because
curious.
I didn't know what I would do.
Heather cheated on me, sir. She cheated on me and she married the man she cheated on me with the day after our divorce was finalized.
Well, mine couldn't marry the man she cheated on me with because he had a wife still that made more money. So that's where that stays. I have kids with her. I still deal with that all the time. That's her control over me. Heather's control over you that you can't get away from it is that suit. You've never dealt with it.
Sir, I thought I had. And the only reason I signed the settlement is because Jim told me that the money was there. The settlement would make no sense otherwise.
But so,
We stipulated to the judgment.
about 1.5 million?
Yes,
But the judge said he wanted movement by next Wednesday, and you never came back.
because Jim told me at that point that he'd get it off.
But you know you can't listen to that. You know you can't, that you'd have to have proof. You would want that closure, you'd want that proof. In your mind, you might have said, okay, this is what's gonna happen, this is what I'm gonna tell everybody. Because you wanted to get away, you couldn't tell them the truth, you couldn't tell Frank and Betsy
Sure,
that you were running from $1.5 million.
I don't know what.
Here's the thing, is you could have paid it in payments. The judge isn't gonna hold you away for $1.5 million, he even made you pay payments, it would suck. It would have sucked, but you could have been out from all these lies. And the pressure it
Sir, I don't know, the terms of the agreement that we were having issues
That
with.
doesn't matter.
It does matter, because this goes back to how we relied so much on Jim.
I'm not worried about how much you rely on Jim, because Jim is.
Jim does
You
exist.
know you rely on Cameron.
We
You
relied
know
on
how much
Cameron.
Cameron spent providing for you and
Yes,
what
sir.
you bought?
Yes,
I
sir.
have those records, I've been through it. I see when you went to Starbucks, you ordered Chinese takeout, you know, everything you paid for the Airbnbs that you lived at over in Hilton Head. All that money, you didn't work for any of it,
No,
and you
sir.
had people taking care of you.
Yes,
And
sir.
y'all developed into this life where you're just like nomadic little people that just had everything coming to you.
So we didn't have it. We weren't allowed to go outside most of the time. We got food delivered because we couldn't be going out.
You could be going out. If all that's true, you wouldn't have drove out here, all the way out here, in your car that day.
I don't know where here is.
Well, you might not know exactly where it is at or what it's called, but this is where you came. Liberty County. Liberty
Okay.
County is where you came. Okay?
Okay.
That is where you set the toast down. They didn't have belongings on clothing or toiletries or anything
Yes, they did,
else.
sir. I packed them myself that morning.
I know you packed them yourself. I know you packed them yourself, Nate. It's not what you think. It was Mindy's body.
Wasn't, sir.
It was. That's where she was at. Like I said, you buried the head because that was the part that was close. That's the part that makes it real.
Sir, no.
Yes, Nick, yes.
Sir, I never saw Mindy after she passed away. I never hurt Mindy.
You might have told yourself you didn't see her anymore, but that was her that you put out there.
No, sir. Whatever I can do, like
You can let everybody have their closure and try to explain what happened instead of continuing to lie and hurt everybody. Because Frank and Betsy are still dealing with all the lies of, holy crap, we've been living all these lies. There was no Microsoft stuff coming in. This money was coming from somewhere else. Cameron realizes that you weren't waiting on these big settlements to come in.
we were waiting on this money to come in. We met with bankers in Washington, D.C.
Well, where's it at?
Jim has told me
Jim
that he
didn't have it. If the banker's gonna make a settlement with you in court, you have some kind of settlement coming to you, and you're worried about being found, they're gonna track you through that. Like I said, I found you real easy on Google. So what I'm saying is you don't have somebody covering your tracks.
I thought I did.
You don't, Nick. And that's the thing, is all this stress is from running and from your own lies.
So Sir, we gave him access to everything.
I understand
Our
you gave him
emails,
access to
our
everything.
bank accounts, our social media
Right.
accounts.
And the problem is that this has nothing, that Mindy's death has nothing to do with Jim. Mindy's death has to do everything to do with you and her relationship. Mindy's death has everything to do with this web of lies that's coming crashing down. Samantha, that you have been talking to, the lies you told everybody Mindy was already dead, and then her lie about the pregnancy.
I didn't know she lied about the pregnancy, sir.
Well, she did. Because when you stabbed his stomach, there was no baby in there.
Sir, I didn't stab her in the stomach. I didn't stab her at all.
Everybody is using this over and over again, Dave. You care about any of these people. Quit the lies. This isn't make-believe. This isn't a story. This isn't one of your Reddit stories.
No, sir.
This isn't one of Samantha's stories.
No, sir.
This is real life.
Yes, sir.
And unfortunately, in real life, people do bad things to other people. It doesn't mean they're necessarily bad people. They have reasons why they do it. They get stressed out.
Sir, I've been stressed for years, but I don't go into rages. I'm not an angry person.
Everybody has a point. I'm no different than you. I could get to my point one day and do something out of a fit of rage that I don't like. I punched walls in my house when I got mad. I was like, walking by, I see the damn hole in the wall. Damn, stupid ass, why'd you do that? Because I got mad. I justify it to myself because you got mad. You got mad.
No, sir, I didn't get mad.
Yes, you did.
Sir, in 2020, in late 2020,
This didn't happen in late
I know, but no, I want to say this because in late 2020, we were at our lowest low. Mindy had been really sick. I thought she was going to die. And we weren't allowed to tell anyone. We weren't allowed to tell her family. We weren't allowed to tell her friends.
You chose not to tell anybody.
No, we were told not to tell anyone.
By somebody that you don't even know doesn't like live with you every day, that's not doing anything for you. He wasn't providing for you in 2020.
He was sometimes.
No, Cameron was providing for you in 2020.
No, he brought things by. He gave us money. And we thought he was keeping us safe. We did.
And now that you find out your wife's body is out here dismembered amongst 25,000 acres, do you think you have somebody watching it out for you, making you feel safe?
No, sir.
Somebody that would let you take your wife off and have her cremated?
No, sir.
And let you tell all these people that love and care about both of you that Mindy passed away, you can't know anything about it, sorry, it's top secret?
I never said that, sir.
No, you told him.
I gave the information that.
You told him you couldn't have a memorial service. You told him there couldn't be a funeral. That
No.
the body.
No, I said that we were absolutely going to.
What?
I was waiting to find out.
You're the husband.
I
That's your
understand.
job. That is your job.
I spent
Just like
years
you did.
doing what I was told.
Then who told you to kill your wife?
Nobody told me to kill my wife, and I didn't kill my wife.
Because you loved your wife,
Yes.
and something got to you that day.
No, sir.
You've been building up and planning because you've already been planting the seed of she's dead with people.
Sir, that goes back to 2020 because we got.
You know, her getting pregnant didn't go back to 2020. You
Your Honor, may we approach for a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, that's the portion of the video that's going to be played, and I would actually ask that Agent Sands step in.
All right, thanks.